I genuinely don't understand the hate that this Star Wars season's been getting. This is probably one of the best seasons that we've had ever. Like genuinely top 10. Now maybe I am biased because I've been a huge Star Wars fan since I was little and played Battlefront since I was like 6 years old. But this season literally feels like Battlefront. Again, I could be biased because look at my stats for the last week. How am I not gonna like a season when I'm doing this good? Now, I didn't play too much of last season because after almost 4,000 hours on controller, I decided it would be a good idea to try to switch over to keyboard. Yeah, that didn't go very well. And so I wasn't having very much fun because I wasn't very good. And I was way too preoccupied with other things in my life to sit down and play a bunch of Fortnite that I'm not even good at anymore. So I just wasn't playing much during that season. But coming back to this season, I decided it was time to just hop back on controller. And I've been doing so good. Because I was so rusty, I started off this season by playing mostly zero build, even though I typically am a build mode guy. And I had so much fun. Up until like the last week of the season, I just mainly played zero build. And the loot pool was so balanced and so good for zero build, I just genuinely don't understand how people don't like it. Because coming over to build mode, it feels just as good, if not better. These shotguns and rifles fit both game modes almost perfectly. I don't understand where people are seeing that there's overpowered items or the guns are too weak. You don't even have to worry about ammo anymore. You know how nice that is? You know how much of a luxury it is to just have infinite ammo in every gun? It's so nice. Servers have felt way better than last season, by the way. Part of the reason that I was sticking with zero build wasn't just because I was worse. It was because I couldn't get below 80 ping, usually averaging 80 to 100 when before it was anywhere between like 30 and 50. That is unplayable. But it's just been way better throughout the season, and typically the desync's been better, the performance has been better. I don't know about reload, but for Battle Royale, this season's been performing way better than the past few. I'm genuinely so happy that they're bringing these guns into creative. Apparently, I saw that they were doing like Star Wars stuff in creative now, which is great, because these guns are insane. The only gun out of the entire loot pool that I would say doesn't fit and that I don't like is the sniper. The sniper sucks. It's slow, it's terrible, it sucks. Even though some of them definitely do serve the same purpose, like why do we need two E11 blasters that are just differently colored? All of them still feel great in their own right. I really enjoyed the DMR. I really like the, what is it called? The CR2, that's what it was. I don't know why they all have weird names. I really enjoyed the CR2 like SMG thingy. I also really like I think it's the ACP, like the pump shotgun. But there are two guns this season that really stand out to me. The first one is like the Jawa one-shot shotgun or whatever. This is a top 3 shotgun. This is a top 3 shotgun, and I don't want to hear any debate. This might be the most fun shotgun because of the gimmick. I don't know what it is, but the reticle, it's just perfect. The reticle is just perfect, and it already does so much damage. So I just hit one pump after one pump after one pump with this stupidly fun shotgun. But my favorite gun this season, and the gun that by far won me the most games, would have to be my favorite scoped gun they've ever put into the game, which is the A280. I am telling you, I have never lost a 1v1 with this gun. The moment I start shooting and the other enemy starts shooting with this weapon, I win 100% of the time. I can beam people unforgivably with this thing. I would not be surprised if I have been reported for cheating multiple times because of the aim I have with this thing. I am insane on this thing on both controller and keyboard and mouse. This has to be my favorite gun of this season and the best scoped gun they've ever put into the game. And the last notable thing about the loot pool there is to go over is the lightsabers. I think these are really cool. They fit way better than all of the melee weapons they've been trying to do lately. And I really like the force abilities. They're kind of lame without them, but when you can do the double jump and also have the force ability, they're actually really good mobility. My personal favorite is the one where you throw the rocks because you can pick cars up and stuff and just absolutely wipe people out. I said in my Chapter 6 Season 1 review that I really liked Godzilla and that they should do more mid-season like boss fights like that. And they decided to do that with a freaking Star Destroyer. Are you kidding me? How do people hate this? It's so easy to run away from too, and it's really, really fun. So it's not even close to as strong as it looks in videos. It really isn't that overpowered. And it's not even in ranked, which is the right decision. Even though stuff like this is fun, it doesn't belong in ranked. So I love this feature personally. On top of all that, the map changes were really, really good this season. They were a little bit harder to fight at because not as many people landed at them because they were on the outside of the map. But what they did add literally, again, felt like it was pulled straight out of Star Wars or a Star Wars game. But let's not forget about the fact that there was literally a Darth Vader interactive AI. That is so cool. Like, what other game would think to put an AI character that you can walk around and talk to inside of their Battle Royale game? Who else does this? Nobody else does this stuff but Fortnite. And it was super fun getting them to say like crazy things.
Screaming around. I see You find hilarity in my pine. Speak plainly. Goth mummies.
Genuinely, the only part of the season that I could see being what people dislike it for is the TIE Fighters and X-Wings, but they were so hard to control that I only really had a couple times where they were hard to counter and I couldn't really do anything against them. 9 times out of 10, these really weren't that overpowered, especially compared to some of the other vehicles we've had in the past. Like if you compare the cars from Wrecked to the TIE Fighter, I'm taking the TIE Fighter any day of the week. It is so much more balanced. That being said, that's pretty much the only dud of this entire season. If I had to rate this season, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10, which would put it near or in my top 10. This chapter has had 3 banger seasons in a row, and if they keep this pacing up, we might be looking at a chapter that, already being better than the last 2, might be able to compete with the first one. That's just my hopes though. This season's been fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. God bless you guys, and I'll see you guys in the probably lame superhero season coming up. Because let's be real, it's going to be hard to top this one.